Hey everybody, Alpaglisi Trains. It's a Saturday night before we go out. I got a friend of mine, Alan Del Gallio, and he is a New York Central friend of mine. And we have a Mohawk over here, and we want to talk a little bit about the Mohawk because we have someone interested in it actually. And hey, what better thing to do than to talk about the Niagara and talk about the Mohawk and just run it a little bit. A little segment, kind of like an Andre runs, but this time Alan's going to run. So let me pause the camera, flip it around, and give it over to Alan here to tell us about these engines. All right, Alan, tell us about these trains.
Okay, so first of all, hello everyone, and thank you, Al. The first that we're looking at on the camera right side is a Mohawk L4A. These were built by Lima Locomotive Works in Ohio. The New York Central had 600 Mohawks in service, which were called mountains in almost every other railroad.
Wow.
The last 125 or so were built in the 40s as dual service locomotives, so they had ability to move passenger trains and were often used with the 20th Century Limited, particularly during the war years. So this is a Mike's Train House L4A. The locomotive in the background is an S1B Niagara. This one was made by Broadway Limited and weathered by Howard Zane.
Yes.
And when the Mohawk needed to be further upgraded, the Central responded with the Niagara, which is a 484. The Mohawk or mountains being 482s. Most railroads would have called that a northern. So the Niagara was just an absolute beast. It was one of the best locomotives made and could basically run New York to Chicago without having to have engines changed.
Man, I mean, this Mike's Train House one, didn't some Mohawks have elephant ears?
So Mohawks did have elephant ears. It's interesting, a lot of New York Central aficionados prefer it without the elephant ears, and some like them. Somehow, they don't do as much for the Mohawk as they do for the Niagara. We're going to back this up a little bit.
Yeah, back it up just a hair.
Got a pretty throaty chuff.
Oh, yeah.
Nice bell. Whistle.
Yeah, let's go forward a little bit on this thing. Alan, the headlight. Let's hear the bell. I believe this thing has more than one whistle in the CVs.
I am not sure. You might have to access those through an MTH Commander or whatever their digital control system is.
But we're running off North Coast here tonight.
Right. So this is what it is. It's actually a very nicely detailed locomotive. Notice it's got the blackened rods, blackened wheels. Yep. The Mohawks used boat spoke drivers, whereas the Niagara also did, but the Niagara had 70-inch drivers.
Wow. Yeah, this thing is really pretty. Well, let's pull it away and...
I think I misspoke. I think the Niagara had bigger drivers than that.
It looks like it does, looking at the drivers. And away she goes. And yeah, the Niagara's got the... I don't know what the size of the drivers
I'm sorry, the Niagara had 79-inch drivers. It was originally built with 75, and the very first one, number 6000. And but they had made this axle spacing enough that they could change it to 79-inch. And it pulled freight just as well with 79 as 75. Again, the New York Central water level route was not so much of a test of scenery.
Yes, we had a little mishap here, and you can see the guy on the caboose is pretty pissed off. What the hell have you done here, for God's sake?
Yeah, and we don't have any crew chatter going on, but that's probably not a bad thing.
Yeah, the chatter's been edited, and this guy over here, he doesn't give a damn. He's just chilling on the other end.
He's probably a hobo on a free ride.
Yeah, he's probably got that going. Well, Alan, that was a interesting little run. We keep it real, and luckily there were no derailments, and everybody's happy. Thanks for watching, folks, and Alan, thanks for making a little appearance.